I also wanted to discuss just quickly more on Chelsea, because it's true, as reported by the English media in the last 24-48 hours, Alex Scott is a player that Chelsea approached. So Chelsea tried to understand the situation about Alex Scott, but Bournemouth don't want to sell the player. So at the moment, it's still closed doors, but Chelsea tried for Alex Scott. And Chelsea are still looking at doing something important in midfield. So Chelsea next bomb after Morgan Rogers could be a new midfielder. Apart from the centre-back situation, we know about Lacroix, apart from what they're exploring for several positions, the midfield is something we should not underestimate. So also in that position, Chelsea will be busy. Then, talking about the here we goes of the day, guys, just quickly, from a news that was exclusively reported here on the channel almost 1 week ago. It was Friday last week. I told you, yes, Rogers is going to Chelsea, but as part of the conversation, Garnacho could go to Aston Villa. And now the Aston Villa-Garnacho deal is done, completed, and it's a here we go. My understanding, and it's an important point, let's enter into all the details of this story. Loan with an obligation to buy, salary covered by Aston Villa. Chelsea sources believe that the obligation to buy is very, very easy, extremely easy, almost a guaranteed signing of Alejandro Garnacho for Aston Villa in 2027. So that's an important condition, that's an important point. There is a almost guaranteed obligation to buy. So Garnacho is expected to be a Villa player by 2027. The contract he signs now with Aston Villa, with his potential but almost guaranteed move to Aston Villa from 2027, is valid for 4 years. And then the role of Unai Emery, because Garnacho today was in Birmingham, he met with Unai Emery, giving the final green light to the deal. But my understanding is that in the last, let's say, 2-3 days, Unai did an incredible job. Because the initial idea of Alejandro Garnacho was not to reject Aston Villa. The idea of Alejandro Garnacho was to leave England and try a different chapter, maybe Italy, maybe Spain. He was in negotiations with Roma. But then Unai Emery changed the story. Emery spoke to Garnacho, Emery wanted Garnacho, Emery believes that Garnacho can do fantastic at Aston Villa, and so this was the driving factor to get the deal done. And so Alejandro Garnacho to Aston Villa is a here we go, and the two clubs remain in contact also about Nicolas Jackson, who is a potential target for Villa. Let's see if Chelsea want to give the green light or not.
Chelsea's transfer window just keeps getting busier, and there's another name fans need to watch closely. After sealing the signing of Morgan Rogers from Aston Villa, the Blues are now monitoring Bournemouth midfielder Alex Scott. Fabrizio Romano reports that Chelsea appreciates Scott's profile, especially his composure, versatility and long-term potential. While no formal agreement is in place, Bournemouth know several top clubs are interested, making this a story that could quickly gather pace. The arrival of Morgan Rogers is already being viewed as one of Chelsea's biggest statements of the summer. The England international adds creativity, pace and the ability to play across multiple attacking positions. Chelsea believe he's ready to make an immediate impact, but his arrival also raises questions about how the club plans to reshape its attack before the transfer window closes. That brings us to Nicolas Jackson. Despite speculation linking him with Aston Villa, Fabrizio Romano has indicated that there is no advanced deal or agreement for the striker to leave Chelsea at this point. Villa admire Jackson, and his previous connection with Unai Emery has naturally fueled rumours, but Chelsea have not made a final decision on his future. If the right offer arrives, the situation could still change before deadline day. So, could Chelsea end this window with both Morgan Rogers and Alex Scott in blue while Nicolas Jackson heads in the opposite direction? Or will Enzo Maresca decide to keep Jackson as part of his plans? This transfer saga is far from over, so stay tuned because the next update could completely change Chelsea's summer plans.